You know what? Things are good. Most people get all angry about going to work, the grind, just living for the weekend and all that. Not me. Nope. I enjoy what I do. Yeah, contributing the only way I know how. There's no place I'd rather be. Nothing else I'd rather be doing. This is what life's all about for me. And I only really feel like myself when I'm surrounded by blood.
In this video, of which I titled Altered Perceptions of Criminals in Regards to Audience Justification, I, Courtney Weeks, plan to illustrate how main characters are represented by the media in popular crime dramas and movies, and how they are able to commit illegal and morally challenging crimes with audience approval. For my project, I chose to focus on 3 specific protagonists: Dexter from the popular crime drama Dexter, Walter from the crime drama Breaking Bad, and Roxy from the classic Hollywood film Chicago. Also, I will elaborate on the overall effect on audience in regards to the perception of reality due to the criminal justice system misrepresentations which are portrayed by these types of media.
Razzle dazzle them, and they'll never catch flies.
In the movie Chicago, directed by Rob Marshall, the protagonist Roxy Hart, played by Renee Zellweger, is being tried for the killing of Freddie Casely, a man in which she was romantic with because he had promised her he would be able to make her famous. Yet later on, she finds out he had lied to her in order to sleep with her, and she ends up killing him, shooting him in the chest 3 times. Throughout the film, Roxy tries to become famous like seen in this clip Razzle Dazzle, and with the help of her lawyer Billy Flynn. Billy's tactic to win the case is to what he calls razzle dazzle them and they will never catch lies. He then makes up an entirely different story, illustrating her as a victim of his cruelty, and once the city of Chicago is in love with her, she is proven innocent and is set free, only to live a life of fame and fortune like she had always dreamed of.
And they'll beg you for more. I object.
Sustained.
Hey, gentlemen, the sunshine. My client has just entered a plea of not guilty. We look forward to a trial at the earliest possible date. Now, are there any questions? The sunshine.
As you know, my paper is dry. Do you have any advice for young girls seeking to avoid a life of jazz and drink?
Absolutely, yes. Mrs. Hart feels that it was the tragic combination of liquor and jazz which led to her downfall. Next question, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would just like to say how flattered I am that y'all came to see me.
Yes, Mrs. Hart is very
You
pleased.
see, I was a moth, crushed on the wheel. You know, a butterfly drawn to the... I bet you want to know why I shot the bastard.
Shut up, dummy.
Mr. Billy Flynn in the press conference rag. Notice how his mouth never moves. Almost.
In regards to this clip, we both reach for the gun. Roxy is illustrated as a female victim. The stereotypical misrepresentation of women in the media is a tactic used to gain support for a female protagonist due to victimization beyond their control. According to a study conducted by Bufkin and Escalades, they state women are either viewed as virgins, madonnas, or good girls who occupy the domains of traditional femininity, or are either viewed as vamps, whores, and bad girls who transgress traditional gender boundaries. Individuals who remain within the confines of emphasized femininity are not immune from criminal victimization, but when this occurs, their victimization is recognized and legitimized as their need for male protection grows. The study shows that women are viewed as almost fragile in the eyes of society, and based upon how they are represented to the public, if considered a good girl, many will side with them because of their sexual orientation and need for help. This is prevalent here in the movie because Roxy is portrayed as a victim of cruelty, and her rash actions are justified because of the wrong committed against her. Her dreams of becoming famous were crushed, and because she was manipulated for sex, the audience sided with her because of her gender and the stereotypical views of women encrypted within society due to the media.
Understandable, yes, it's perfectly understandable. Comprehensible, not a bit reprehensible. It's so defensible.
How you feeling?
Very frightened.
Are you sorry? Are you kidding?
What's your statement?
All I'd say is, don't my choo-choo jump the track. I'd give my life to bring him back. Stay away from jazz and liquor and the men who play for fun. That's the thought that came upon me when we both reached for the gun.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Chicago Theater is proud to announce a first. The first time anywhere there's been an act of this nature. Not only one little lady, but two. You read about them in the papers, and now here they are, Chicago's own killer dillers, those scintillating sinners, Roxy Hart and Val McCully.
You can live the life you're living. You can live the life you like. You can even marry Harry, but mess around with Ike. And that's good, isn't it grand? Isn't it great? Isn't it swell? Isn't it fun? Isn't it? But nothing stays. In 50 years or so, it's gonna change, you know. But oh, it's heaven. Nowadays.
Okay, you babes of jazz, let's pick up the pace. Let's make the parties longer, let's make the skirts shorter. Let's all go to hell in a backstory. Keep it hot.
According to a paper written by Bentley and O'Brien, which analyzes reasons for popularity, states that popularity is based off the rationale that humans copy one another, and something that is considered popular is because the idea is creative and works, the talent possessed by a certain person is admired and envied, or bluntly stating it looks cool. Stated in their study, an agent adopts an idea once 85% of its neighbors adopted it. This infatuation with popularity is prevalent throughout our society. A great amount of money is put into the media to stalk celebrities in order to report back to the general public. In regards to the audience viewing this movie, as the likability for Roxy increases, the desire for her to reach her goals increases as well. Because Roxy's dreams were crushed by the cruelty of a man, she is perceived as a victim to cruelty beyond her control. And because of her talent and growing fame, these tactics are used to justify prior illegal actions. The producers incorporate her rise to fame because the audience can identify with their infatuations to celebrities in real life, resulting for their love for Roxy here in the movie.
sister Veronica and I had this double act, and my husband Charlie traveled around with us. Now, for the last number in our act, we did these 20 acrobatic tricks in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, splits, spread eagles, backflips, flip-flops, one right after the other. So this one night before the show, we're down at the Hotel Cicero. The three of us boozing, having a few laughs. And we run out of ice, so I go out to get some. I come back, open the door, and there's Veronica and Charlie doing number 17, the spread eagle. Well, I was in such a state of shock, I completely blacked out. I can't remember a thing. It wasn't until later, when I was washing the blood off my hands, I even knew they were dead. They had it coming. They had it coming. They had it coming. They had it coming all along. I didn't do it, but if I done it, how could you tell me that I was wrong?
This representation of being a woman in need, resulting in rash action, which in the end is considered justified because Velma and Roxy are considered innocent, may actually harm the viewers watching. According to a study, young women's attachment styles and interpersonal engagement with female TV stars states that women higher in anxiety and lower in avoidance showed more behavioral identification with behavioral appearance and idolization of feelings of imagined friendship with their favorite character. This shows that women specifically, who may feel as if they can identify with Roxy or Velma, may have a greater probability of acting the way that they did in their situations. By identifying with such a character, this may influence them to act ways of which they normally would not have, getting them into a lot of trouble, legally and morally speaking.